Bismillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. Yes, this is the part two of all my country back. You can't see me, I'm wearing my Fred Perry. I'm trying to style it like, yeah, I'm busting a Fred Perry. If either Lyle Scott or, we call it Stone Island or something like that, I'll probably bust that thing as well. But anyway, right, I want to land in this video and talk about what do I mean by I want my country back. So, in the first video, I'm just trying to put across how I feel as a British citizen. Obviously, my parents emigrated to here from Jamaica. So, born and bred in this country, I have a feeling of how Great Britain was and should be. Obviously, the influence from school, history, Battle of Hastings, Winston Churchill, um, days of colonization, the Commonwealth, whatever. But I feel, just to recap quickly, there's been strong politicians that led the way and were not for turning, and they would take Britain forward without fear of anyone, and they would be able to stand up in front of Trump and America and tell them about themselves. We don't have them politicians anymore. All right. So from that angle, I want my country back. I want our politicians to be able to tell whoever it is about themselves and say, no, we ain't jumping on this one. We ain't jumping into foolish wars. We are not backing a genocide. We are not invading countries for your geopolitical aims. But at the back of my head, yeah, I know Great Britain is a colonizer and is partaking in these actions for its self preservation and for its own benefit. I'm not silly, I understand that. But when I say I want my country back, I don't want England to seem, or Great Britain to seem, as anyone's poodle, which unfortunately Tony Blair made us become America's poodle, in my imagination of Great Britain. So I want my country back from that particular angle. But I'm going to go on to another angle now. And my question that I'm putting out there is, we're talking about foreigners coming to the UK on boats, foreign immigration. This is the biggest political issue right now. Every party wants to win votes by showing how hard they can be on immigration, because the indigenous people of the UK are saying immigration is the biggest thing and we're not happy about it and we need to stop it right now. So everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. People are saying that there's too much change in the country, it's coming too fast, we don't like it, we want it to stop, we want our country back, we want Britain to be white again. They don't feel comfortable getting on a tube and people are not speaking English. Too many mosques. The influence of immigration on our country is bringing our country down. So they want it stopped. They want immigration to stop. I'm saying they should be heard. It should be discussed. There should be changes. People are not happy about it. That's a big topic which I want to talk about. So this foreign influence and this Britain changing is a big issue which needs to be discussed. I'm saying there is also another foreign influence that I believe is also very dangerous and it's very strange that the patriots of our country that bang on about foreign influence from people of color coming over on boats, who don't have any agency, who don't have any power to push back, they're easy targets, right? So I see them as being easy targets to so-called get votes, to say we're going to be so strong on migrants, We're going to be so strong on people coming over on boats, etc. Right? So there are easy targets for people who want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Who want their country to be white again. They want to reduce the amount of foreigners. I get it. I don't even have an issue with it. Like, if you want your country to be a certain way, then work within the system for change. Fine, I get it. Cool. But I just see this issue as what I'm looking like. It's an issue that everyone can jump on and shout about, and it's used to get votes. But I see a bigger foreign influence, a bigger danger, something that has more danger for British citizens, for British justice, and for our freedoms. And I don't see the Patriots speaking about this particular issue. Is it because this issue requires you to be strong, requires you to put your livelihood, your career in danger? While we find, is this the reason why we find the Patriots quiet on this issue? But when it comes to migrants that have no agency, it's easy to burn down hotels and beat them up in the streets because you got two migrants against 50 patriots running them down the street. I want to understand this as a British citizen, as a migrant, why patriots are not jumping up and down about a foreign agency strangling our politics, our politicians, our media presenters, and UK's biggest and smallest citizens. I hope you understand what I'm saying. There's one foreign influence, which is in the media, and everyone's jumping on this issue. That's immigration. I get it. Too much change, too fast. It needs to be stopped. How we're going to do it? It's a big issue. Right? Every political party is on this issue day in, day out. But there's also another foreign influence in this country, which people are quiet about, which I believe has a bigger and a more dangerous issue. And that is the issue of the influence of Zionism in the UK. And it's only really come to the forefront because of the Gaza war. How much has this foreign influence of Zionism and the Israeli lobby, how much is it affecting the British citizen, the British media, the British politics and politicians, and our British icons that we appreciate for their service to the UK? How much does this foreign influence of Zionism and the Israeli lobby, how much is it strangling? How much is it suffocating our freedom of speech as British citizens? And I don't hear the Patriots saying a word about this, protecting British citizens from foreign influence. Right? So I want to play something, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from. All right? I'm just going to share my screen. Give me 1 second. And we're going to get to this thing so you can understand what I'm saying.
My name is Mark Bonnick, and I was fired by Arsenal Football Club for speaking up for Palestine. I've been at Arsenal since 2001-2002 season as a casual, and ended up as a full-time kit man until 2024. So I did 22 years at Arsenal. I'd been speaking on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, which I'd been doing for years, since probably 2014 when I first opened up my Twitter account. Obviously been called anti-Semitic sometimes, and I swear, because I never was. A guy.
Okay, First thing I'm going to say is one, British citizen, and he's got freedom of speech. He's allowed to, or should be allowed to, criticize anybody. If he was speaking about Russia, Iran, America, any other country in the world, he wouldn't be going down. He wouldn't be going through this issue right now. So my question is to the Patriots: why is it this British citizen is going through this? Haven't you got anything to say? Shouldn't you not be protecting British citizens from this foreign influence on his freedom of speech to talk about what he's seen with his own two eyes? Let's carry on.
I came on called Never Again, accused me of being a neo-Nazi, then found out where I worked, told everybody on the thread that I worked at Arsenal, and then there was a pile on me. It was cyberbullying. He told me what he was going to do. He was going to go to the FA, the police, the club, and tell them I was anti-Semitic, which he duly did. It got into all the papers.
Okay. Here we go again, okay? If I see women and kids being slaughtered and I mention it, I'm disgusted by it, I say it's illegal, where does it come that now I'm anti-Semitic, or he's anti-Semitic, or anyone is anti-Semitic because you speak the truth? Now this listen. Everyone knows this is bogus, right? But people are scared to mention it. My point is again, why should British citizens be scared of a foreign influence in their country? Why should we be scared of the Israeli lobby? I don't hear the Patriots protecting British citizens from the Israeli lobby that are curtailing our freedom of speech. Zionism, the Israeli lobby, is a foreign entity. It has an influence on our British citizens. Why ain't you protecting us? Why ain't the Patriots speaking up about this issue? Why is it we can't tell the truth? Why is it this man here, born and bred in this country, right? Why is it he can't have freedom of speech because of a foreign entity, right? Don't like it. Anyway, let me carry on this thing here.
And he quite brazenly boasted about making me famous. The investigation found there was no anti-Semitism. They found that I'd gross misconduct. I'd brought the club into disrepute, basically being offensive and inflammatory. A lot of the people that suddenly became offended weren't offended by what I'd said or told me they were offended until they were told to be offended. I'm worried what people think of me. Do they think I'm some racist or anti-Semitic? And, you know, you get banter from the boys on a build. I've had to go on to a building site, and as a labourer, I'm fortunate enough that a friend of mine has given me work, but I'm a little bit old to be labouring. I won't be able to keep this up. I could have worked till I'm 70 at Arsenal as a kit man, which I'd planned to.
Hold on. Listen. Because of my man's tweet, you're telling me my man's got to go on building site. You tell me what foreign migrant coming over on boats is putting Englishmen and making them go and work, ruin their career. No foreign migrant don't have this agency, okay, to take away people's job. And now my man was working at Arsenal for how many years, right? But no, we ain't gonna say nothing about this, but we're gonna curse the migrants day in, day out. This is the influence, the foreign influence on UK citizens that I'm pushing, that there should not be foreign influence on our politics or our media to the extent that people are losing their jobs. And we all know about the Gary Lineker thing, right? My man is the icon of the UK. And because my man spoke the truth, my man lost his job at the BBC. And shame on the BBC that you never stood beside your British citizen and you bowed down to a foreign lobbying group, and you made your British citizen lose his job. And he's an icon for the UK, British citizen, but yet my man have to lose his job because of foreign influence. What kind of thing is that? Where is Britain? Where's Great Britain? Where's the great man? No British citizen should lose their job because of their freedom of speech. So you tell me who's running what in the UK right now. You tell me what foreign influence. You tell me what a migrant can do to a British citizen. Can he make him lose his job? Can he make the man, now the man's old now, lost his favourite job, been doing for years, and now he's on a building site because he spoke the truth about a foreign country. Disgusting. Shame. Shame. This ain't how the UK should be. There should be no foreign influence that should make a man lose his job because they tell the truth. And you patriots ain't saying nothing about it. Disgusting, mate. Absolutely disgusting. Oh, I'm gonna let the man finish his story, yeah?
I do. Now, I'm obviously struggling work-wise as a labourer. Football-wise, I don't go as many games as I used to. I've sort of fallen out of love with it a little bit because of what's gone on. I don't regret speaking out about Palestine. I've never regretted it. And I would, I came off it to basically, I think, to protect Arsenal, to protect them from things, and it didn't work that way. The guy got it in the paper. I've struggled to see how Israel's still allowed to compete in international sport. We have South Africa that got kicked out for apartheid, yet Israel continues. Russia for illegally invading Ukraine, but it appears it's okay to invade your neighbours and steal their houses. I think not just Palestine, it was humanity to talk out. When things are wrong, you've got to speak out.
When things are wrong, you have to speak out. That's what I'm brought up. I'm brought up in England. That's what they teach you in school. Speak the truth. This is democracy. This is civilization. We don't do tyranny. We don't do genocide. We speak the truth. But look at this man now, right? Look at this British citizen. The man has been silenced by a foreign entity. Okay. And I want to. There's something else I'm also puzzled about. I'm puzzled, right? Zionism, foreign ideology, right? It's not born in the UK. It's not democracy. It's not communism. It's Zionism. It's its own ism. And they want to have their own Jewish state in Israel, okay, by any means necessary. How can, that means, or that has meant having different laws for different people. It has meant having apartheid. It has meant discriminating against Muslims and Christians. It has meant occupying land. It has meant so much illegal activity. In order for there to be a Jewish state, it means, today, this is what it means. We will have to commit war crimes for us to have our state. And this is also written in their constitution, that in order for there to be a Jewish state, there will have to be something called transfer, which means transferring the indigenous population from where they are to another place, i.e. genocide. This is written in their constitution, right? So how can someone in the UK claiming to be democratic, liberal, just, civilized, better than those other people, representing the first world, how can someone then say, I'm a Zionist, while understanding what it means? Right? It's like saying, can you be a democratic communist? Can you be a conservative liberal? It's like you're having two contradictions. So let me play something for you. Right? I'm gonna play something which this got me confused. I don't understand in this day and time how when we all see Zionism in front of our face, what it is. We can see what Zionism is today, but yet we can still wear that badge proudly. Anyway, let me just play this thing for you, and you'll understand again what I'm saying.
The world does not grasp the reality of Israel's predicament or the depth of Palestinian suffering. Throughout my life, I have been a friend of Israel, a liberal, progressive Zionist who believes in Israel as a democratic state.
Hold on. So you can choose your friends, right? But you are then a product of your friends. You are then influenced by your friends. So I'm wondering why you would choose such a friend. Anyone who studies the history of Israel from its inception, why would you have such friends? Now, my reading of the situation, in the political realm, you have to make them your friend. There's no reason why you would make Israel your friend from a historical point of view. From what I see, he's had to make Israel his friend to keep the Israeli lobby happy for him to reach in the position he is at right now. I can only read it one way because I don't understand why you would make them your friend. They're not people they are not a country that we can see is a law-abiding country according to the international system. According to the international system, Israel is a pariah. It doesn't obey the international system. But our foreign secretary, Mr. Lamy, has always been a friend of, and he's here now. I'm a liberal Zionist. That's like saying, can we say I'm a liberal Nazi? I'm a liberal communist. I'm a liberal Islamist. Like, it's a contradiction, right? You cannot be a liberal Zionist because Zionism stands for racism, stands for apartheid, stands for genocide, stands for putting all of the international legal norms between countries. It has decided to put all of that in the dustbin. And he's saying he's a liberal Zionist. Don't make no sense. There's no such thing as a liberal Zionist. It's saying rubbish. It's like I'm a liberal Nazi. I'm a liberal Islamic extremist. I'm a liberal communist. That's what he said. Can you be a liberal and support apartheid? Can you be a liberal and support genocide? Can you be a liberal and support torture, mass incarceration, breaking how much human rights laws, and you say, I'm a liberal Zionist? Listen. So what I'm trying to say again now, he has had to make the Israel lobby his friend for years because he needs that foreign influence for him to be in the position this is my read on the situation. I don't understand why anybody would make Israel their friend. I don't know what Israel or the Israeli lobby is doing for him, except that they helped him get into his position, which is why he's been their friend all his life. This is my read on the situation. Why are our politicians and in my kissing the Star of David or bowing down to the Star of David? I don't get it. Why did he come into the Democratic Parliament of the UK? Zionism is not democratic. Zionism is racist. Zionism, okay, and this is the point. What did Zionism do to British soldiers way back when in the St. David's Hotel bombing? What did Zionism do to a British politician? How many years back they killed him because he was going against Israel? How you square them things? As a patriot, how do you square them things that he sit in the British Parliament showing his allegiance to a foreign entity in Parliament? I don't get it. And let me show you the next one, which I think is even worse. Hold on 1 second.
As you know, I am a huge Zionist. I am a huge supporter of Israel.
Okay, this is the point here now, right? Our Prime Minister has just said that she is a huge Zionist and a supporter of Israel. And this is for the Conservative Friends of Israel. There's also Labour Friends of Israel. My point is, again, what does Zionism represent from a legal system point of view? Zionism involves transfer of a population of people by force off their lands to another place. Genocide, ethnic cleansing. This is what Zionism needs to happen for Zionists to reach their goal. And our Prime Minister just said, I'm a huge Zionist. So how can someone come in the Parliament, be democratic, so-called democratic, but at the same time agree ethnic cleansing, agree apartheid, etc. So I'm just gonna come to the end now. I'm gonna come to the end of this thing. Right, I'm gonna come to it. I want to land now, right? Since the Gaza conflict, I have seen, and it's quite apparent the influence of Zionism on British citizens. Zionism is a foreign system with a goal that is not democratic, and it's not liberal. To transfer an indigenous population off their land, to, you might say, enslave them, imprison them, torture them, treat them as lesser citizens in their own land, that's not very democratic, and it's definitely not liberal. Why are our politicians and our ex-prime minister, why do they have an allegiance and will say, I'm a huge Zionist? I don't understand. I'm just saying to you, I don't understand what going on. I don't understand why this foreign influence in our UK has tied up our politicians, our most important politicians. Why 70-80% of the Conservatives are the Friends of Israel? Why a huge amount of Labour members are Friends of Israel? This is a foreign country that has a foreign influence, that has, when I say foreign influence, I mean it's lobbying is for the purpose of a foreign entity. And this foreign entity is not democratic, okay? It is not just, it is not liberal, because we can all see with our own two eyes what's going on. Let's not be stupid now. We can all see what's going on with our own two eyes. Our eyes aren't lying. So how does one stand up and tell everyone I'm a liberal Zionist, I'm a huge Zionist, and know full well what Zionism is doing? Okay, let's cut to the chase. And I'm gonna Sudan. Then I'm gonna move on to something else. When I say I want my country back, am I fooling myself? The values, the British values that I'm supposed to uphold as a British citizen, I don't see the political elite holding to these same British values and standards, or am I confused? Is this what really British values are? Apartheid, genocide, subjugation of minorities, invading lands. Like, what's the reality, guys? What's the reality? Because when people talk they say two different things. I'm a liberal Zionist. Doesn't make sense. You're lying. I could say more, could go on. It's painstaking. Now, when I say I want my country back, what are the values of the UK, of Great Britain? I've seen contradictions. I've seen a foreign influence capture, strangulate our politics and our politicians. I've seen our politicians kiss the Star of David. I've seen them fall over themselves to say Israel has the right to protect themselves when they don't. I need to understand what's happening. Are our political elite enslaved to Zionism? Or is it a willing submission that we agree with genocide? We agree with the transfer of an indigenous people out of their lands. We agree with ethnic cleansing. Then we should admit what British values are. We've got to be truthful. British values do include supporting genocide. British values do include torture, subjugation, killing, murder of women and children for their political objectives. Yes, that is what British values are. That's the realism of it. Or, and this is okay, even if that's the case, just say that's the case. That's the real hard facts. British values include genocide, apartheid, occupation, murder for our interests. It includes that. My question again to the patriots: do you accept the subjugation of your politicians, your media, your British icons? Do you accept their subjugations and silence to a foreign entity and a foreign ism? Do you accept that? Or is it more important to change your country back to white again? Is that the biggest issue you have in the UK right now? Just to end, my question to the Reform Party: will Nigel Farage have to kiss the Star of David to get into power? Or is he an independent patriot who puts Great Britain first and will not take the knee to the Israeli lobby? Or will he have to take the knee to the Israeli lobby and be influenced and strangled by a foreign entity. Thank you for listening. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And the next episode will be about immigration. Please comment, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video about the issue of immigration. And I'm going to be King Richard. Stay tuned to that one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.